Alright, this is my 2017 Dodge Ram 1500 quad cab, and this is basically the modifications I've done on my truck up to this point, and my review and what I hope to get done to it. When I purchased this vehicle, or when I got this vehicle, it had like 62 miles on it, and the second day I had it I took off the exhaust system and the muffler back, and wow, what a beautiful sound. Dodge definitely makes a beautiful sounding motor. Since then I've put on a turbo muffler. I did the Blackout headlights, tail lights, third brake light. It are the Spider, Sinister. I got them from Moto X on eBay. I put on the front deflector shield, which I think is very important. I've seen things in the road, or flying up off the road from just small debris to larger debris, and I've seen the difference that a deflector shield makes on a truck and not on a truck. So it's not for looks, it actually is for a reason. There's also a cold air intake, an SMB cold air intake I put on it. These are 20-inch rims that come on the vehicle. I think that's just awesome. It definitely doesn't look like they're 20s, but they are. These are chrome. I'm eventually going to put on black, either black these out or put on black rims. There's no reason to spend money that's not needed, because I don't want to replace this rubber quite yet, but eventually I definitely want to put some more meat on it. I did put on the running boards. Originally when I got the truck, I thought that I was going to lift it and build it, because the other truck I was considering was a Chevy, the Silverado, and it was lifted, brand new from the dealership. That Silverado was, like 40 something plus the 10 grand lift, so it was like in the 50s, but we were negotiating in the 40s, and it fell through. And I actually always liked the Dodge, and I went and looked at Dodge and found this one, and the sticker on it was 42. Ended up getting it for less than 32. Dodge has just so many incentives and rebates, and depending on how you work it, you can really get some great deals. I actually did a lease program to get the 10 grand off, and then did the refi to do a purchase after just a couple of months. So I did put on these window vent visors. The original ones I had that I ordered and got were the ones that actually come up underneath the lip, and I wasn't happy with them. My windows would hit, they'd bounce back. So I called AVS, and they were great about it. They sent me this pair free of charge. I took off the other ones and put these on, and they're awesome. I run through, even though they say don't run through power car washes, I do run through power car washes. Plenty of room in my bed. There are some scratches and nicks, and that's just from my use so far. There's 4,500 miles on this truck right now, and there's that third brake light, and when I put it in reverse, I mean, those lights are bright, or when I get out, I mean, they're LEDs, so I could see everything in my bed. And of course the LED brake lights, and I'm just hitting my remote to get them to light up, and I'll start her up to get the exhaust so you can hear the exhaust that I put on it. Overall, I love the truck. There's one particular thing that I really don't like, and I will get to that. It's got a pretty good sound to it. When I get on it, it's got some throat. So it's got some good sound to it. Something I'd also like to do, which is still on the list, is tinting the chrome windows. They are not tinted. So I'd like to tint those 35%, match the back, and that'll really darken it up and just touch it off. I did these Husky floor liners, and I've seen a lot of different liners and brands out there, and I really like these Husky ones. They're like a thick rubber, and they're flexible, so you can flex it out, and they hook into the factory little hooks down here, so they stay in place, which is really awesome. Another vehicle I had, they'd always be moving around. So plenty of storage in the truck. You've got your big, huge door pockets, these smaller door pockets, which are actually your pulls, but if you want, you can stick stuff in there. I don't like doing that, because when I shut the door, the stuff, fobbles around. I did do these seat covers, and the neoprene. They tuck in really well across the seams. I mean, there's some small spots in there that you can see some of the cloth, but I mean, they're great seat covers. Did the headrests, did the console cover, did the back seat, which is not in the vehicle right now, which I'll get to and show you why. Huge center console. I mean, a lot of space for two people to put their arm or you to lean over. This folds up, get out of your way, so you can make a full bench and fit a third person. 3 cup holders across here, which obviously you can use as storage. I got a bunch of junk and change in my center one. My charger USB in there, my little change thing. There are little cubby here, of the cubby above the glove box itself, the other door pocket, of course. So this vehicle does have a reverse camera on it, which I was really happy to have for the biggest reason because I have a 2-axle dolly, a car dolly, and I pull anything from the ATVs going up on the weekend to pulling vehicles on it and stuff like that. So the camera is just amazing because I can back right up to my trailer and there's the ball on there and I can see exactly where I'm going and just hook right up and be done. And this will help you if you're backing up and see where you're going. And of course it helps just getting up close to walls and stuff like that. Something I really would like to have on this truck, they do have this front handle, which is more better for my elderly parents getting in and out, stepping up on the running boards. I'd really like to have a handle up here, and I don't know if the higher model of Dodge has that, because I know the higher models have a lot that this vehicle doesn't have. I didn't want any bells or whistles, no navigation, no leather seats, just wanted a truck. All about this vehicle, the worst thing that I'd have to say is this transmission shifter right here. So drive, neutral, reverse. It's great to have a safety feature that if you forget and turn off your vehicle, it will stop the truck and shift it into park, and that's great. It's a great safety feature. The problem with that is their override system I do not like at all. On a lot of cars, especially like Honda or Toyota, you have the shifter right there. You pull up this little tab, push down, and you can override the shifter. First off, this is a little computer that speaks to another computer on the transmission. So if this computer goes out, or the computer on the transmission goes out, you're stuck. There's no big shifter that you can play with, jiggle, get underneath, play with the linkage. It's just a computer. I really don't like that. And I know how things are going, but I don't think that it should. I miss the old trucks. They're getting too fancy. So right now, let's say we were started and the car died. So we're stuck in the middle of the road and we died because we're out of gas or for whatever reason, and we're trying to put it in neutral. You can't get this sucker in neutral. My key is to the on position, and it doesn't matter what position you're in. It's not going to go into drive. It has an override system. Unless it's running, it will not go into drive. So I won't get into it too much, but basically the way you override this system is right above the emergency brake. There is this little cubby, and you can kind of work at it. If you had a tool to stick in there, definitely make it a lot easier. I don't know if I can get this off. Yeah. So there's this red handle here, this red strap. You pull the red strap and there's this little white release. You have to push the little white release over, pull this strap. Once it comes out, that'll shift you into neutral and the truck will roll. So you got to be careful. Have the emergency brake on and ready, because as soon as you click it, the truck will roll forward. So that's the worst part about the truck, in my opinion. I really don't like that at all. And I guess I'll come back and touch on that, because there's nothing good about it. The tow haul is really helpful when I'm pulling my trailer. It'll keep it in a lower gear for longer, so when you're going up the mountain, it just gives you higher RPM, more pull before it'll shift. A lot of times it'll just keep in that low gear. Same thing as going down the mountain, it'll keep it in low gear so you're not having to slam on your brakes a lot. It has an 8-speed transmission, which is really impressive. It has a really good kickdown, really good power. very smooth. You'll get going 75 miles an hour on the highway before you even know you're going 75 miles an hour. We'll get up here a little bit and get on it. Very comfortable, smooth ride. I mean, for a truck, it has one of those little gauges that tell you your average miles per gallon, and you know, depending on how I'm driving, I've gotten anywhere. I think my max was 19.6 when I was really driving, you know, careful over a week just to see how high I could get it. I would say my running average is between 18 and 19. Just of me just getting regular driving or anything like that, but you know, we get up to 25-30 miles an hour. I mean, she's got plenty of pull, plenty of power. Again, of course, the cold air intake and the exhaust help on it, but she's got some good pull on it, and I like the sound. The head unit I was telling you, great little head unit, controls a lot of the car. The settings mode, you know, controls your locks, your, you know, safety assistance, all kinds of stuff in there. So it would it really lose a lot of stuff if you got rid of your head unit. So I'll end up keeping my head unit and upgrading my stereo system, the surround sound stereo system. I actually am halfway through that process. So I'm still working on the back seat as far as getting everything done. This is the speakers system that I'm putting in here. It's a box that goes into the little cubbies that are right underneath. So the seat will sit right on top of this. On this model, the higher end ones, you don't need to do it on this model, though. I need to do the seat modification, which basically when you lift up the seat, the back unhooks so the back will come down so you can access the back wall. I've cut out you know, the insulation for my amplifier, and have just started getting things wired up. I need to cut out another one over there and put in another amplifier for the surround sound system, but I might take this off and just do Dynamat. I'm still trying to decide on how to finish that all off. But the back seat on the quad cab's got decent room. I got the quad cab because I didn't want a king cab, but I wanted space, so I didn't want a 2-door, so I got a 4-door. I got the same Husky rubber mat in the back. It's one piece, goes all the way across the center part. There are some cup holders there, but once I get the seat modification done, I will have some little places to put other storage back here. These neoprene seat covers do have the little back pockets on it as well, and no pockets in the doors, but you know, and at least you got the cup holders. The tailgate locks with the vehicle lock and unlock, which I like a lot. It's a really great feature. I guess these are getting stolen a lot, so people are, you know, you got to make sure you lock it. That's where the camera is on it, but again, when you lock it, it'll lock and unlock. It overall, I would have to say I'd give the vehicle probably like a 9 out of 10, and the only reason I would give a 9 out of 10 is because the little shifter thing. Other than that, I think the vehicle's great. You know, I do want to do a leveling kit on it for sure, and then, you know, put some more meat on it. My daughter was a great help on putting those running boards on there. So overall, I definitely recommend it. Great vehicle. So far so good. If you're thinking about it, I would definitely do it. So that's a 2017 Dodge Ram of my modifications and what I've done to it so far. I like the vehicle.